I sold all of my Coach bags. It wasn't an easy decision. It was a long time, months of decision making as to whether I should sell my Coach bags or I should keep it. My relationship with Coach bags started last year and I was about to leave my previous job, and then I decided to reward myself with a bag. I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw this pretty bag which I think is very beautiful. And at the time, I'm really into like Y2K, cool like fashion outfits. That's my fashion before. And so I need to find a bag that would match it. And so I was looking through Instagram and I saw Instagram account that sells Coach bags, the shoulder bags, the vintage ones, and I was like, this is so pretty. And it took me like days before I was able to finally decide like I will buy it. But I think at that time my decision was like an impulsive one because I think I did not wait 7 days to buy it. Like they have their saying, right? If you want to buy something, you need to wait for at least 7 days for you to decide, for you to purchase it. But at that time, I think it was only around 4 days after watching a ton of like Coach bags reviews, I don't know, and Pinterest like pictures of Coach bags. I will buy it. And that money was the only money that I have. And it's not the only money that I have, but it's a big chunk of the savings that I have. And then I am an artist, and the money that I got in one commission, I bought it with the bag, and I was super excited. And this, I'm gonna attach the picture. So the Coach Mini Zoe bag was my first Coach bag. And I was so happy when it arrived because it's so cute. It's so small, but it can fit a lot of things. I also made a video of it in my previous like videos. And yes, I was so happy. And because I was so happy, I got really like emotional with the Coach bags and I decided to look for more. But of course, I know it's very expensive. The Coach Mini Zoe bag, I bought it for around $80. Yes, $80. I don't know if it is that much to you, but here in the Philippines, it is already. Because, like, it is expensive, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. That's why it took me like 4 days to decide. Impulsively bought it for after 4 days of like going through like videos of Coach bags and so on. And then so yeah, when I got my first Coach bag, I decided to look for more through looking through Facebook marketplaces, live sellings from Facebook, Instagram sellers, and all. Like I've watched it all. I've searched it all. And yes, so my second Coach bag was this one. It was really worn out, but it was so happy because it looks so vintage. And I did spend a lot of money on restoring it. And yes, I use it. My first Coach bag, it was very like used. Second one, I use it sometimes. And then like after how many months? Maybe around 3 months of like looking through Instagram and YouTube for like Coach bags reviews. I accumulated about like maybe 7 bags, Coach bags, if I'm correct. And then after that time, I already have no job. Like there was even a point when my boyfriend would like buy a bag for me because I don't have money. And yes, it's kind of very frustrating when you want to buy a bag and then you can't because you don't have money. I know I am very irresponsible. And yes, I already have no job at that time and I got stressed because I was just staying at home. I have nothing else to do, and also my Y2K outfits weren't used because I'm just staying at home. Like I have no errands to go to. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't go out. I go out sometimes with my boyfriend, but that's it. And it would be very weird for me to wear very fashionable clothes if I'm just going to the market. So I kind of reached to a point where I realized that I have a lot of like Y2K stuff, including my bags, and I don't need it. Like it's too much already. And my Coach bags were just stored in one place, like in this part here at the back of my door. And then whenever I see it, whenever I wake up and then see it real, I would get like stressed out because I'm not using my bags anymore. Like I've spent a lot of money on these bags and I'm not wearing it, I'm not using it anymore. Like those kinds of thinking. And it really got into me to the point that, I'm depressed just because of my bags. Because I spent a lot of money on it. And so I decided one day, just this year, I think. Was that this year? I forgot when I started selling my bags, but yeah. When I posted it in carousel, it immediately got sold out and I realized like, oh my God. So these Coach bags are like sought after in the market. So yeah, so when I first sold my 3 bags, I then like eventually sold the others. So yeah, so that's the background as to the start as to why I sold all of my Coach bags. And I also listed here some of the other reasons for selling them. So the first one is the change of fashion style because only bought the Coach bags because I was really into the Y2K fashion, and until such time that I don't have a job, I there's no point of wearing like Y2K clothes if I'm just staying at home. Like what's the whole point? And so I went back to basics. I'm not saying that Coach bags cannot like fit into other fashion, but the bags that I purchased were all very like vintage like because that's the point why I bought them. And then switching into like minimalist, simple fashion style, it just doesn't fit anymore. So yeah, so that's one of the reason why I sold my Coach bag. The second one is that Coach bags are too expensive. I came to a point where I would get like sad and depressed because I cannot buy this specific type of bags. And mind you, again, Coach bags are very expensive. And so whenever I would get this bag is so beautiful, it would take me a lot of days to find ways in my mind on how to like afford this bag, and in the end I cannot afford this bag and I will not buy it because if I do I would be the poorest. So yes, it's too expensive. Like the hobby of collecting it is just not, it just doesn't match to the happiness that you will have if you will have the bag, because it's just too much. The third reason for selling the bag is I can't use it and it stresses me out. So I already mentioned it a while ago. So yeah, so whenever I have things that I do not use anymore, I would get stressed out. And the bags were one of the contributors to those stress times. And so I have to sell it, unfortunately. And the last reason that I've mentioned here is I tried the minimalist life because when you're in the point where you have no money anymore because you spent it. So you will get to the point that you want to just relax, take it easy, live simply, be a minimalist, because in that way you'll try to be more intentional with your purchases, with your money, with the things that you have. And as someone with a lot of bags that are no longer used, so yes, the minimalist lifestyle really changed my like my ideas in keeping like things like, for example, bags and clothes. And so yeah, so those are all the reasons as to why I sold all of my Coach bags. And sometimes I would get the feeling of missing them, especially the Coach Mini Zoe, because that was my first and most used Coach bag. And I just try to think like it's for the better. Probably if I still have it, I wouldn't even be using it anymore because I changed my fashion style. I'm more into casual, very minimalist, very simple like outfits. And yes, I even replaced my bags with these three. I only have these 3 bags and I just use it. I use these 3 bags and I replaced my mini Zoe with this one. It's a very small bag. It's black, it's basic. So yes. And I really learned a lot of lesson when collecting the Coach bags. One is that it's not good to keep on buying or to buy stuffs or bags just because it's cheap, just because you can afford it, and then just buying things unintentionally. So it's not good. Having a lot doesn't equate to being happy, because I have a lot of Coach bags, but I wasn't happy. It was just like an impulsive like hobby which lasted for maybe around 4 months, and it's not healthy mentally and financially, so I tell you. I also saw an influencer in TikTok wherein her content is about collecting Coach bags, the vintage Coach bags, and she came to a point where all the spaces in her cabinets were already filled with bags. But then again, after 6 months of collecting, I think she sold it. She sold most of her bags. And I think we have the same like experience. We have the same like flow of life. So from having a lot, from impulsively buying, looking for more, and then you realize that I have a lot, I have too much, and then you decide to just let go of them eventually. So that's what happened to me. And right now, I'm totally out from Coach bags. And if I will buy another bag, I would think of it thoroughly and not impulsively. And I would try to think of its main purpose. Will this bag serve me? Will this bag fit and match with all of the clothes that I have? Will it be easily used? Is it like, being intentional with your purchases is really important if you want to like to avoid the same like happenings, like buying a lot and then selling it all. So you need to be very intentional. I do have like bags that are in my cart, but I haven't bought it yet because I'm really thinking it thoroughly. Like it's been like 3 months since it's in my cart, but yes, still waiting for the right time to buy it. I still have these three bags and they all serve me well. It matches with all of my clothes, and that's great. For now, I'm out into Coach bags. I'm free. So yeah, so it's the freedom that I felt for a while after I sold all of my Coach bags. So I'm happy. I'm relieved. So yeah, so if you're someone who's thinking of letting go of your Coach bags, thinking of like giving it away or selling it, so go on. In the first place, you wouldn't have those feelings if you still love your bags. If you came to that point, maybe there's a reason behind it, maybe because you're overwhelmed already. So yeah, so go on. That's your bags. You can do anything about it. So just make sure that you're happy with your decision and you won't regret it. Okay? I think that's all for this video. And yes, thank you so much for sticking by. And let me know if you have like bags or impulsive hobbies of as well that you've experienced and that you're having regrets now. Okay? I want to know. Bye. See you in my next vlog.